Hey, this is Graham and welcome back to another video. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We're doing a bit of a news show, and that is because I have this to share with you guys. On Sunday, Ford debuted the 2019 Bullitt Mustang, which, me being a huge Mustang fan, is kind of big news to me, and I'm sure is to most of you guys, because this is one of those cars that has just influenced the car world tenfold. I mean, it's a big deal. But again, nobody was completely certain that this car was going to be hitting, or was going to be, you know, actually coming up. But again, on Sunday at the Detroit Auto Show, Ford unveiled it alongside the original movie car, which has not been seen for 50 years. They brought out this 2019 Bullitt Mustang, and I think that it looks incredible, and that it sounds like an incredible package. Of course, starting off on the outside, you have the Highland green paint, which just looks gorgeous. It's one of my favorite colors that you could possibly have on a Mustang, because I think it's just such an iconic color. But of course you have that color, and then you also have the gloss black wheels with the machined lip. And of course they are the 5-spoke design that is so iconic to the Bullitt and kind of brings the whole design together. And then obviously you have the pony delete on the grille, which just looks incredible. You have the silver surround, the gloss black grille, no pony badge in there to clutter it up. It just looks so clean and so sleek. And in my opinion, I think that it makes the front end of the car look even better. It just looks very, very aggressive. Obviously you have the Bullitt logo all over the car, rather than the Mustang badge. You have it on the rear deck lid, you have it on the steering wheel, you have it on the dashboard, you have it on the door sills. You're not going to forget that this is a Bullitt, but that's a good thing. I think it's important that you know how special this car is, and that you know that it's something different, and that it's not just a regular Mustang. And then of course Ford, for the owners, bumped up the horsepower to 475 from the standard 460 horsepower. And to me it sounds like this car is basically a performance package Mustang GT underneath, aside from the increased horsepower, because they offer this car with the magnetic suspension, which is just incredible. I talk about it in my review of the 2018 Mustang. If you want to check that out, it'll be up in the cards. It's an incredible suspension. It changes the whole dynamic of the car and just makes it like a completely different animal. And then of course you have the Brembo brakes, which are always a performance package edition. And then you have the quad active exhaust, the digital gauge cluster, you have the Recaro seats, which have a nice custom green embroidery on them to match the exterior of the car, which I think it's just one of those little details that really kind of sets the car aside. And then of course you have the 6-speed manual transmission, which is the only transmission that is going to be offered with the Bullitt. So if you want a Bullitt, you don't know stick, then you better learn quick, because that's all you got. But of course the manual transmission also has the it has the cue ball shifter on it, the polished white, which is just so classic Bullitt. Just looks so good on this car. I think it's a necessary addition. I think it's a necessary piece that just kind of adds to the overall experience. It's always the small details that make a car, in my opinion. That just kind of set them aside, and especially when it comes to a special edition such as the Bullitt. It's those little things that you kind of need to really add to the flair of the car. That's really all that Ford added that was unique to the Bullitt. Of course, you have the electronics package, which is the navigation, the upgraded stereo, the memory seats, which that's something that I meant to mention, was that these Recaro seats are going to be electronic rather than the manual that they've been in the past. You'll be able to like fully adjust them and save your driver's setting and everything, which is something that hasn't been offered in the past with the Recaro seats. The Recaro seats have always been manual, you know, where you have to reach under the seat, pull up the little lever, and slide it back and forth. Find the position that you want to sit in, which of course isn't a big deal, but having that addition on the Bullitt just kind of makes it just a little bit nicer. Makes it feel a little bit more special. And then the cars, of course, also have a new rear diffuser that's unique to the Bullitt. They have the silver trim around the windows. But aside from that, it's basically seems to be a performance package Mustang GT underneath, aside from the increased horsepower, which is good because the 2018 GT performance package was really sets the car aside. With the premium package and all, with the magnetic suspension, it really changes the dynamic of the car completely. I mean, it's so much different than they were in the past, so it is definitely, it's definitely going to be like the complete experience. It's going to be an amazing car. And personally, I really hope that I could get my hands on one and review one. Or at least just drive one, because this is probably one of the most special Mustangs that will ever hit the streets. And of course, it is for the 50th anniversary of Bullitt, so that just kind of makes it even more special. But I guess that's really all that I've got for you guys today. Let me know if you liked this, because I think this is something that I would like to start doing, this kind of news show. It's kind of quick and easy, and I think it would be fun, and it's a good way for us to kind of communicate. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I would love to kind of talk back and forth with you guys, talk about what we do and don't like about this car, if we think that this car is, you know, a true hark back to the original, if they've done a good job, or if, you know, if they maybe missed the mark with this one. I think personally that it is actually it's going to be a tremendous car, especially after having driven the 2018 GT performance package. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and we will discuss. But as always, take it easy, guys.